Hi, I'm Niel McLean from Vector, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Home Access Programme, which I guess an awful lot of you will have heard about already. Just to remind you about the task force that kicked all this off, it explored the notion, was there a real business case for giving low-income families access to technology at home? And the Home Access Task Force came up with two things. It said, yes, there is a business case. It actually materially affects their education if they don't have access to technology at home. And secondly, it was worth doing something about it. Many of you will be aware that we piloted in Oldham and Suffolk, and we piloted what we're calling a retail model. What do I mean by a retail model? It's a model that isn't about central procurement. It's about individual low-income families that don't have technology applying for a grant and then using the grant card, which is a Barclay card, to go to an approved supplier, a supplier we've approved, to buy something on their own behalf using the card. So from the outset, they've got a real strong sense of ownership about this. We're just about to start testing some of the systems. People might be aware that Capita have been given the job of administering this, and over the next couple of weeks we'll be trying it with the first few families, see if we can taking them all the way from finding out about the programme, applying to Capita for a grant, getting the grant, going down to one of the 6 approved suppliers, making their purchase, getting it into the home and actually using it for educational benefits. Then in January, we expect it all to get a little bit bigger than that, because we're expecting ministerial announcements to say, hey, now over the next few months we're going to reach 270,000 low-income families. Again, exactly the same model. The low-income families, they hear about this through a whole range of channels that Capita and ourselves will be using. They apply through a phone number to Capita. They fill in a form, and if they're on free school meals, they'll be entitled, or something the equivalent to that, they'll be entitled to get a grant. They then get the grant as the card, and as with the pilot, they take it to one of the approved suppliers and they make their purchase. There's a couple of other things worthwhile saying. We were very keen to make this as inclusive as possible, so we were interested about special needs, inclusion and things like that. We've decided it's more cost effective to put a basic software provision, screen reader, those sorts of things, on every machine that goes out. So that'll be part of the package. People can apply in addition for things like a big tracker ball, and if they've got really profound needs, they apply for a special separate process, in which case those needs are assessed and they're treated slightly differently because they'll obviously have more demands that need to be met. There are other bits of detail in all of this, so local authorities with looked after children, whatever, all the information around this is around on the Vector website. But I think I ought to finish by just saying something about what this is all about, just to remind people about where the task force was, the business case, which said, first off, this makes such a difference to learners, what they can learn and where they can learn it, to the extent we can see it in exam performance. Secondly, it helps parents engage more in their kids' learning. Instead of the grunt when you ask a kid, what did you do at school today? They can say, let me show you, because they've got access to it through the technology. Thirdly, the parents might start to develop some skills themselves. And we've already got examples from the pilot of where low-income families, the mothers, have developed IT skills and got jobs as a result of this. And fourthly, there's a whole set of other council and other services that these families will then be able to apply to because they've then got the technology and they'll be able to go online. So what is it? It's a consumer-facing grant for low-income families that don't have access to technology to apply through a number, fill in a form, get the grant, go to the approved supplier, and off they go. Thank you.